Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member, Mary Baker, and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate. Good morning to all my South Shore neighbors. This is Sharon McNamara, and you are, of course, listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable here on WATD. And I am live in my home studio here at Boston Connect Real Estate, located right in Pembroke Center. And I am with the one and only Melissa Wallace. Hello, hello.
Hello, I'm the one and only.
The one and only Melissa Wallace. And we have a really good topic today. It's one of those questions that people ask us all the time. So you'll be able to ask us your questions because we have the Tim is in this, the Tim, the one
Tim.
and only.
That's right,
only
the Tim, yes.
The Tim.
The one, the only.
You're like Madonna. You only have to go by one name, Tim.
Okay. I don't know how, I don't know about the comparison to Madonna right now, but I guess I'll take it. Love her, but I don't know about what she did with her face anyways.
Yeah,
we don't have to get into that.
The look, yeah, I know.
It's different.
Something.
I give her that. She's always different.
Yes, she is, for sure. But you can go by one name, was what my point is. So we have Tim in studio in Marshfield.
Oh, yeah, Cher. Well, we saw Cher a couple of years ago.
Oh,
it
there
was
you
rough.
go. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. My whole life, I'd always wanted to see her. You know, I grew up listening to Cher. My mom loved Cher. And
If I could turn
and we had amazing seats. We were right on the floor, we were right at the garden.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
It was different.
Yeah. I felt like I was at like
a in memoriam. We kept saying
jeez.
yeah, because she would come out and she would perform one song. Great. It was great when she was out. But then she would leave to change after
I was going to say
one
another
song.
costume change.
Yeah, she would leave to change after one song, and like the whole entire place had to like sit down and watch a video after every single song. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was very much
Okay.
carnival-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody has to do it. So anyways, so today our topic, so what I was going to say is Tim is in studio, so
Yes.
you can call with any of the questions, 781-837-4900. He will get you right over to us, and it doesn't have to be a question about our topic. It can be anything to do with real estate. I know that people have questions because no matter where I go, people say, oh, can I ask you a quick question about real estate? And I say, of course you can.
Of course.
But you can
Is there
also-
really a quick question about real estate?
There might be a quick question, but I don't know that there's a quick answer. How's that? Yeah, and a lot of times I have to give that attorney response. Well, it depends. So today we're going to be talking about home improvements, and I just did a quick reel or a story on Instagram, and it's on Facebook as well, basically giving a hint of what we're going to be talking about, and all these home improvement shows. So I'm so too sad. Like I am addicted to them. I watch them. I understand the thought behind it, but I think that it gives the misconception to people that a home improvement can be done in 1 hour.
Yeah, I am not obsessed with these shows. I think in the years ago, I used to watch like $1 Million Listing, like all these things, but because they're just so far from the truth and like so far from the actual process that like I feel like I would almost not be able to do my real job.
Oh yeah.
as well, because I'm like, oh no, yeah, we could totally build a house in 3 days.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy. And too, we do talk about this. Mary Baker isn't with us today, but she is probably listening. So if she gets a chance to sort of call into the studio, she can do that as well. But Mary works with a lot of our buyers. And, when I sort of take the helm for her when she's busy doing other things. And it's just so interesting to me that every time I walk into a house, everybody says to me, oh, I can just take that wall down.
yeah, no. Who told you that?
Yeah, I know. Well,
I don't even know any of the names. I was going to say
Ty, whatever his name is.
Is he still on?
No, I don't think he is, but that's the only one I could come up with off the top
What about
of my
the
head.
brothers?
The twins, the two brothers there.
brothers.
Yeah. They might tell you can take that wall down. And professionals can. I mean, so if you're fortunate enough, like I am very fortunate because Mark is a plumber. He's in the trades. He's very, very handy. He can do those types of things. And I'll give an example. We're doing something at our house right now. Just in my basement, I just wanted to change the way the stairs go down to the basement and put up some railings and things like that. It's taken like a week to do this project. I mean, he isn't doing it full time, but I'm like, oof, if I had known it was this much work. But
then, whole week.
A whole week. I mean, and I'm just talking about a few stairs. I don't know if he's listening to me right now, but honey, I love you. And I am so grateful that you are doing this. I just never anticipated this because in my head, I just go down there and say, yeah, can't we just do this? So now we have Kevin Senna is at my house. I always talk about Kevin. He's our painter, Senna Painting. And we used to have chair rail down there. Mm-hmm. So we took down all the chair rail because that was very 1994, 96, wherever we put it in. Because when we finished our basement the first time, we had kids and we were making a playroom down there. But we put up chair rails and things like that just to sort of fancy it up. Well, now I know chair rails are sort of shortening my rooms and we don't do the two-tone anymore.
Yeah, brings your eye to something that it's not.
What a terrible idea that was way back then.
All right, well, some people might like it still.
Well, they might still like it, but I'm just giving you my idea.
Giving you my opinion.
My humble opinion. But, you want the rooms to appear taller and higher and...
Well, it's like when you're selling a house, you always say, like, we want to take up the area rugs and stuff. Like, you're not selling an area rug, you're selling the floors.
Yep.
You're take down the curtains, you're not selling the curtains, although they might be nice, but you're selling the windows.
Yes. Absolutely.
I know. I know it's right because you say
you
it.
Listen, yes. And you do. You want to, and, if you have heavy curtains, on your windows, and a lot of people do, like they have those formal dining rooms, formal living rooms. They have custom-made curtains. They're very drapes. They call them drapes.
Yeah, drapes.
Yeah, very heavy, heavy, heavy drapes. Well, when you have a heavy drape on your window, it makes that whole room appear very heavy. So one of the things that we're doing for home improvement at my house right now is we're taking down the chair rails downstairs, and we're just painting it all the same color as I have upstairs, which is... what is that color? Something oak. I don't remember. But anyways, it's a grayish, so it can go with beiges. It can go with grays. So my whole house is the same exact color. Maybe a little boring, but then I change pillows and pictures.
Yeah, but then you're able to change your decor.
Exactly.
Which might be more expensive because you go to Home Goods sometimes a lot.
I know. And that's where I think. It's weird. You know what I think in Home Goods? Because there's so much to see that it takes my mind off of other things.
Yeah. Well, someone had recently asked me oh my gosh, you must have bought so much stuff for your house. And I was like, no, I've bought nothing because I don't know what my vibe is going to be once I get in there. Plus, what if I have pine wood floors? There's certain things that go nice with that. What
you have
if
to
I
wait
just
until you're in the space.
Yes, I will be moving into my home with zero things.
No, you did buy a canister or something. I was with you one day. Pottery.
Yeah, some canisters at Michael's.
I know. We just have to find a house to match them now.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, today our topic is what home improvements should I make? What home improvements should I not make when I am doing these types of renovations to my home? And I guess a lot of it does depend, which is my answer for that, because you really have to take a good hard look. Are you planning on moving and selling your home soon? Or are you planning on staying for a long time?
I know somebody who designs kitchens, high-end kitchens, and somebody who he was referred to, he went out to, I don't even remember the town, went out to meet this gentleman at his house, and he's like, I want to redo my whole entire kitchen and blah, blah, blah. So they went through this whole quote and everything, and my friend was sort of looking around like, okay, like, great, you'll have a brand new kitchen, but like, there's been no maintenance to this house. So, the bathrooms are dated, even the mechanicals are dated, everything. So he had said to me, he was like, oh, I was trying to be nice and say, what about these things, or whatever. And I was like, but the goal was for the guy to sell his house. So he thought that he had to renovate his entire kitchen to sell his house. And I was like, okay, so great. You renovate and spend all this money on the kitchen. The buyer's going to come in and say, well, what about the bathroom? Why didn't you do the roof? Why didn't you do the septic system? Why didn't you do this?
It's 100% a snowball. So let's talk about that. Let's break that down a little bit, okay? And if we have any listeners and you have...
if anybody is listening to us.
The wherewithal, is that a thing? Yeah, the wherewithal to give us a buzz, 781-837-4900. That is the number at the studio. I wonder, what do you think is more important? And again, we have gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts, right? How much are they? The $10 ones do we have? What do we have for gift cards?
Yeah, we have 10 or 25.
Yeah, $10 or $25 gift cards.
It'll be a mystery which
one you get, I guess. We'll just put our hand in the bucket to Dunkin' Donuts. If you give us a buzz, do you think it is more important to do a cosmetic update or a mechanical update on your home if you're thinking about selling it? And why? All right, 781-837-4900.
Are we giving our opinion too? Or maybe later?
Yeah. We'll give our opinion afterwards. I want to see.
I almost blurted it out.
I want to hear what everybody else has to say. Okay. How many gift cards have we given Liz over the years, by the way? Do you send them to her? I hope you do.
Well, guess what? So Monday is her birthday, too. So I'll be seeing her Monday, and we're going out to dinner.
Oh, speaking of birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have one here today.
Yes, we do. Lori Reeney's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Lori.
Happy birthday, Lori.
Yeah, I think she's been on the show before, maybe a while ago. But Lori is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. You've known her for eons.
I've known Lori. Yeah, I've known her for years. Really, really, really good person. Her husband is wonderful as well. Her whole family is great.
Her whole family is great.
Yeah, they're just great people.
They really
and I'm not even just saying that because it's her birthday.
And we've stayed at her condo. She has a condo.
I haven't got invited there recently, though.
Yeah, I know.
Where's our invite, Lori?
Yeah, where's our invite? we could use a spa weekend.
Why do I suddenly feel like we're the two chicks in the office?
We're like...
I'm not talking about real estate at all.
We did. We're not drinking wine, I promise. We're drinking coffee. Although I might need a glass of wine.
Yeah, Melissa brings me coffee every Saturday. So that's a special treat. Okay, again, that phone number, 781-837-4900. I haven't heard from Tim, but the question is, and we're giving out gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts, do you think it's more important to do a mechanical update on your home or a cosmetic update on your home if you're thinking about selling it and within the next year? 781-837-4900.
Yeah. Well, I guess I won't expand on my little story there because it might give my opinion about it. But yeah, that's a conversation that I had. Obviously, this is somebody from, my outside world of real estate, and they are asking me about real estate. And so like you said, we get asked, can I ask you a quick question about real estate all the time? And it's not necessarily about real estate. It's should I renovate my kitchen? So, and he's the one who does the renovations. So, and they're asking me, but just a little story.
All right. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting any callers, but let's talk about, all right, no one's going to call, so no one has the courage, right?
Well, you gave him 2 seconds.
Okay. I'll give you 2 more. What else? What were we going to say about that? Where were we going?
Where are we?
Where are we?
Again, not wine, it's coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So we are talking about what improvements should you make when you are considering selling your house. So let me ask you this. We get this one all the time, and people think it is a great idea to finish their basement. And I think that that's a great idea, too. A lot of people like that finished basement, for a family room and things like that. There's a lot of different discussions that come along with the style of home you have. So a lot of times I'm very hesitant to tell people, yes, go full blown on doing that, because if you have no windows, then maybe it makes it difficult. What are your thoughts on finishing the basement?
So is it if they're staying or if they're moving?
Yeah, see, that's the question, right? So give me both. Give me both.
I feel like we're going to be very like attorneys here. Like it depends.
Yeah, give me both. I mean, if you're planning on moving in a year.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I agree.
For what?
We need buzzers. Tim's good at that. We just need a no. It's a hard no.
If you plan on staying there, I think it would depend on what you're.
We have a telephone call.
We have a telephone call.
We have Priscilla in the car from Hummerock.
Hello, Priscilla from Hummerock. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. I'm interested in your show. It's really pushing my buttons.
Pushing your buttons.
All right. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, your question was: is it more important to do mechanical or concentrate on the cosmetic?
Yes, if you're thinking about selling your house in the next year, should you concentrate on mechanical or should you concentrate on cosmetic? I don't know if you have your window down, but
well, I don't know if you can hear me, but
I can hear you.
Okay, so I sold the house a year ago, and everything was cosmetic until I got close to closing. And then and all the way I was like, is this meeting code? Is this meeting code? Is somebody going to say this isn't up to code? So it was not this gate. And in that state, I found out at the end that all of the things that I did to get up to code were not really necessary, because in that state, when you sell a house, it just had to be at the same code as what it was the year the house was built, which sounds weird, and that was in Florida.
Yep.
Okay? But, yeah, cosmetic. I mean, I even painted the inside of the garage and the ceilings of the garage, and had the floors of the garage scrubbed in, and, all the carpets went out, all the furniture went out, all the drapes went out, and especially the ceilings are painted, which I said. The bathroom's got new tile floors, and changed some fixtures in the bathroom. And so that's the answer.
Okay. So was that given to you, Priscilla? First of all, it's interesting to hear that you sold a house in Florida to move up here, but you lucked out because you brought us a wonderful winter. So most times people are going the other way. But was it the advice of your real estate agent to do the cosmetic updates you did, or did you just make that, by watching different shows?
No, I did that because that's what I thought I needed to do. It was my mother's house. I had to throw out all my father's stuff. I even painted a shed, cleaned out the entire shed, fixed the windows in the shed, made it so somebody would like to be in there instead of inheriting a big mess.
Do you think that made an impact on the sale of your property, of your parents' property? Do you think that made a big impact?
Yeah, because when I took the rugs out of the living room, dining room, and the hallways, the beautiful oak floors from long ago were there, and it had the floors polished and everything, but they were solid oak from Michigan. They were, I forget the name of the word, man something or other, but the floors, the first time the real estate person came in was after everything was done, and the first thing they said was, these floors are going to sell this house. Mm-hmm. So that's what they said. And, I did kitchen I redid the kitchen cabinets myself, inside, outside.
You painted those? Is that what you said? You painted them?
I painted the inside of the kitchen cabinets, and because I couldn't replace them there was veneer that was coming off, so I had to roll the edges. I don't know if you've ever done this, but there's something like balsa wood that you can paint, and you iron it onto the edges of your cabinet. And it finishes the edges, and then it looks brand new, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And, so if somebody opened up inside the cabinets in the kitchen, they were all painted white, totally clean. Everything was totally clean as clean could be. I did the same thing in the bathroom. Everything, all the bathroom cabinets were totally clean. I replaced there were shower curtains. I took them off and threw them away and left the people who were coming a new set of shower curtains in like a little gift thing.
That was nice.
Yeah, but I mean, you couldn't criticize anything. That was the biggest thing in my mind. It was like, this has to be perfect because I have to get out of here. I have to sell this house and get out of here.
Yeah. And that is another thing, too, with like estate sales, too. It's almost like you're bringing that pride of ownership to the next step when you are going to sell it. So I think that, some of the things you did, I think, are great. Sometimes, though, people think that they can do these things on their own. So the do-it-yourselfers, the DIYers who are watching TV and think they can do a lot of these things on themselves, sometimes I say be careful, because if you're not good at those things, then it just looks like things were slapped together. So,
yeah. I put money into the house. I mean, the money was left in a trust for me to take care of it and sell the house, whatever. But I spent about $25,000 down there. Well, you can really be taken for a ride down there. It's like the Wild West. Everybody wants to mark everything up and up and up, and people don't want to take responsibility for the hard work that they do. And building inspectors come with. I had things inspected for other reasons. I mean, I opened up part of an attic that didn't have access to it, so that people would have access over a bedroom that didn't have access. And I had to repair a roof down there. And I had the insulation removed from the attic and replaced. And but even building inspectors don't want to take the responsibility. They're down there. That's the difficult thing. They'll come and they'll inspect it, they'll sign off on it, but then they say, it's not our fault if it's not perfect. And you don't think that, somebody doesn't think it's okay, it's not the building inspector's fault. Like, the roof's not okay.
They take the liability off themselves.
Yeah, the roof wasn't okay. I had to have it repaired. So it was like, that was a shock.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, do you feel the $25,000 that you put into the house you got back in maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for calling. We're having sort of a difficult time hearing you. It's just super, super loud. But we're going to be taking our break right now because we're just about on 10:30. And then, Priscilla, we're going to be talking about your call when we come back. But make sure you stay on the line with Tim to give him your phone number.
Already got it, Sharon.
You already got everything? All right, perfect. Tim is way ahead of it. So, Priscilla, thank you for calling. Continue listening, and we're going to chat about it as soon as we come back from our break. And we're doing that right now. Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. Finding the right size home for you right now. Are the walls echoing because your house is feeling a little less full? Are you realizing that you have more space than you actually need? Are your storage areas filled with everybody else's cherished memories? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000.
We now return to Talk Real Estate, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services on 95.9 WATD.
And we are back. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined by the one and only Sharon McNamara. Tim, you said that we have another caller?
Yes, we do. We've got Tom in Kingston.
Hi, Tom from Kingston. How are you?
Good morning. How is everybody?
Good.
Good morning.
I thought I'd give two chicks in the office a call today.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
So do you have some insight on, or is it coming from you or coming from Patsy?
No, it's my thoughts here is I'm in the HVAC business, distributor. So my opinion mostly is that your mechanicals come the priority, and then your cosmetics are the secondaries.
Yeah.
You know what? You're you're right on track with what we think as well. So, and then I'm not sure. Is this the Tom from Kingston, or is this a different Tom from Kingston?
No, this is well, no. I've never spoke with you before.
Okay.
Oh, so
we thought you were somebody
I know
else.
who you're talking about, Sharon.
We
This
have
is
a Tom
not that
from
Tom. No, this is a different one.
Okay, I thought it was a different
now
Tom.
we have two Toms
Now we
from
have
Kingston.
Two Toms from Kingston.
Yeah, he's like, who's Patsy? What are you talking about, lady?
I know.
I am a Tom from Kingston, but Tom's so popular.
That's so funny. So I sort of am on the same page as you, Tom, with this too. And it really does depend on certain things. And, one of the things, Priscilla's still listening as well. And I think, she took the time to do the things that she wanted to do, and that was important to her. She spent $25,000 doing that. Honestly, what depends is what type of a market we're in. So if she was selling her house last year when I like to say the market was reckless, honestly, buyers were in a position where, honestly, if it had four walls and it was sort of standing up, they were buying it anyways. And they were buying it over. So to spend the extra $25,000, I'm not 100% sure. Again, I'm not in that market down in Florida. I'm not 100% sure I would have given that advice. However, if it is something mechanical, I am with you on that, because when something mechanical goes, Tom, don't you think that people automatically in their head say, oh my gosh,
$50,000.
Yeah.
They just go to the extreme. I don't want to take care of that. You didn't maintain it for the time that you've been in the house. Why should I have to take care of that? That's sort of my mind frame, and it's sort of the mind frame that I've gotten myself into because I am looking for a house of my own. So if the mechanicals are great, I'm happy to buy the house. I can paint myself. I can redo. The house I was gonna buy, I was gonna redo the entire kitchen anyways. That wasn't a big deal to me.
Well, and that's the whole situation is that the inspector comes in, you did all this work, you spent all that money on cosmetics, which is by your choice of what you're doing cosmetically, and you don't know the buyer what their preferences are.
Yeah.
Pink, blue, green, all white, all tan, all brown, all sand, sand dust, no idea.
Yeah.
So I say the best thing to do, if your inspector comes in and you put all this money into cosmetics, and now the inspector comes in and says you need to replace a $20,000 HVAC system, or you have a Title V issue, or whatever the case may be, it's like now you're taking all that money away from your closing when the people that are buying the house are going to change the color of the house anyhow to their perspective.
Exactly. And some of the items that Priscilla mentioned are things that we suggest anyway. So, and Melissa had said it earlier, take up the area rugs. That doesn't cost you anything, right?
Yeah.
So you just take up those area rugs. You make everything less is best, right?
I think when it was brought up of opening the attic area in a place that wasn't open already, I immediately thought, okay, well, is this a renovation on a house for somebody else to enjoy? Because that's what flippers do.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
And too, like we were saying, like you just mentioned, once that home inspector comes in, once the house is under agreement, getting somebody, to like the house because you just repainted it and things like that. People, like you said, Tom, they're going through and they're like, oh, I don't really like this color.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go with a different color, so I'm going to paint it anyways. But then the home inspector is going to see things. Maybe even something like the dishwasher comes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have to replace the dishwasher.
If you got doorknob holes in the sheetrock, you want to fix that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I would just wash down the walls. If you have paneling, I would just wash them down and I'd wax them up and make it look really nice for presentation, and then make the purchase. Make the sale happen.
Yep. And that's what we suggest all the time, too, is clean. I like Q-tip clean on everything because it makes me feel that you care. And I'll tell you the other thing about sticking. And here's the thing. If you're not selling your house in a year, still stick with your mechanicals in your house. So you don't wait until you're selling it in order to repair things. But when I'm a buyer's agent and I walk through a house, and if the home inspector says, oh, you have a problem with your HVAC system, I can't believe, you can clearly tell that this was never cleaned or the filters were never changed. That's making me wonder about all your other mechanicals. What else have you not done while you're here?
No, absolutely. I had one of my contractors come into my store the other day, and he put in an ERV system 4 years ago, and he says it was still the same original filter in the system. He says he basically pulled the whole unit almost apart because he couldn't get the filter out, because it was never touched.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Tom, you are from Kingston. So, do you have your own business, or do you work for a different company?
No. I work for a corporate company out of Manchester, New Hampshire.
Okay.
I'm actually I have a branch location in Weymouth that I work out of.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say this might be a good show topic because my husband is a plumber, so he never wants me to talk about the HVAC stuff. So, and we were supposed to be on last Saturday, my husband and I, talking about things to do to make sure you're
prepared for the cold.
To prepare for the cold.
I'm sure he had plenty of things to do. I bet last weekend.
Yeah. Well, if you noticed, we had to replay a show last minute last week because he was out on calls Friday night all into Saturday because of frozen pipes. So I'm just curious, though.
Really? No, come on.
But I'm curious because now that I have you here in my grasp, HVAC, are there things that you do have to consider when it comes to, the cold weather with HVAC? Because there's no water running through that system, right?
No. Well, I mean, not with HVAC, not with the hot air, but absolutely with the boilers, you still want to make sure that your boiler system's staying up with what you need it to do. Otherwise, those pipes will freeze underneath the house for the baseboards and whatnot. But no, it's just a matter of when you're selling a house and whatnot, you don't have to really concentrate on the AC system, but the furnace has to be functioning correctly, or it's not going to pass for a sale.
Yep. Absolutely.
The AC part isn't the critical part. It's the furnace part. It's the heating part.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, Tom, I'm sure that you already gave Tim all of your information. Did you have any other questions for Tom? Okay. So we will be sending you out a gift card to Dunkin' Donuts. We appreciate you calling in and listening to us. We hope you're with us every Saturday, and if not, maybe Tuesday nights, 6:15 to 7.
All right.
Thank you, Tom.
Have a great day, Tom.
You too, ladies. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye. So that's interesting. I mean, we had two callers with two completely different perspectives, right?
Yeah.
And you have to do what's best for you. I guess that's where the word depends comes.
Yeah, it depends. So it definitely, I felt like, the first caller, she felt as though that was necessary in order to sell her parents' home. Second caller.
Can I just to interrupt with that, because she said, I thought I had to.
Right.
Did you hear her say that?
Yeah.
Because maybe when her realtor got there, the realtor would have said, you don't have to paint the inside of your cabinets. Someone's probably going to rip them off.
Yeah.
The wall.
Yeah. Possibly.
Okay, go ahead. And the second caller?
Second caller. Now I've lost my train of thought.
The first caller thought you should do cosmetics, and the second caller thought?
Mechanicals. Yeah. My initial reaction was, yes, mechanicals. And like I said, when Tom was on the phone, as a home buyer myself, I want the mechanicals to be, like, I would rather the house to be completely dated because I see that as a fresh start for me. Like, this is the beginning of my life and my journey.
Looking for something quirky, too.
I like something quirky. Yeah. I do want something with a little bit of character. So, something that I can sort of make my own. But if the mechanicals are great, I don't have to worry about that. I don't want to have to worry about mechanicals and make sure that like, am I able to turn on my heat or turn on my AC or, run my dishwasher?
Or how much is that going to cost once you're in? Because a lot of times these things are more expensive than painting a house or doing things. And two, I think, especially, let's think about maybe first-time home buyers, like that whole intrigue about like getting into their first home. Like they might find it exciting to paint the inside of their cabinets, right? Yeah. Oh, isn't this fun that we're doing this? But you know what? Bring that on later on down in life. You're like,
isn't this fun?
We're going to hire Kevin Senna to do all of this painting.
Yeah. But I would say it's something that I was thinking about maybe when Tom was talking was, I think that we have had clients where if there was a bedroom or something that like it was very the colors on the wall were very eccentric or very I don't even know, just something awful. That is awful. We have suggested maybe just paint it a neutral color.
Yep.
And it makes such a difference because sometimes it is hard for people to walk into a house and imagine something different. So if you have, paint is easy, like we always say. And how many times have you or I know I'm going on. How many times have you or Mary or any other agents that we have had clients come in and say, yeah, I like the house, but like the colors were awful. Okay, well, you can paint it. Like, let's talk this through. So it is sort of an eyesore, and like your eyes stop there, and it's like all you can look at is the fuchsia colored whatever.
Well, and that's the other thing too is like, so if you've been keeping up with your mechanicals all along, so I've been in the same house for 30 years, as all of our listeners know, and we have always kept up with our house mechanically. And then once both girls were through college, then we started doing something like home improvements that we wanted to do ourselves. Like we had to do the pool and like all the piping. Like, so every year we'll do something big. And I don't know where my train of thought was going with that, but so if you already have all those mechanicals sort of taken care of, when it comes to maybe changing some of the colors, that could be a little bit easier to do.
Yeah.
And definitely, we have clients who call us all the time, Sharon, would you mind coming over to the house because we're thinking about doing this, that, or the other thing? And I'm like, absolutely, because I'm going to be the one trying to sell your house.
Yeah.
In the, whether it's a year, 2 years, 5 years, I want to give you good good tactics. And one is paint my house right now is the same exact color in every single room because it's open, like that first floor, especially.
Yeah.
If you do different colors in every room, it's going to stop your eye at every single room. So it just makes it feel choppy, even if it's open.
Also, if we've come across this a lot, the sellers might just not be in a position to do any of these renovations. So something that you can do for free is get quotes. So I'm just thinking of a house that you had a couple years ago where the carpet was sort of it needed to be stretched or replaced. And it was all throughout the second floor. I don't know if you're thinking of the house. All throughout the second floor, and unfortunately they just could not afford to repair it or take it up or anything, so they got a quote and were able to present that quote to potential buyers, and buyers were fine with that, because it was something that was very obvious and needed to be taken care of, but we were just like, okay, so we've priced the house according to the condition it's in, and just so you know, we do have a quote for that. We just will not be taking care of it before. Yeah.
And in some instances, the buyer can get creative with their offer and say, hey, I saw that your quote for the new carpet was $5,000. We want a $5,000 credit towards closing costs in order for us to do that when we move in. Now, one of the other reasons why I tell my clients not to replace the carpet, and again, there are people who agree with this and there are people who don't. My suggestion is don't worry about the carpet. Like you just said, we price the house according to the condition it's in. But a lot of people are not doing carpet upstairs anymore. A lot of people have allergies, and the way the houses are right now, they're all so tight. Everybody's done like a mass save program, so there's a lot of dust and stuff.
I'm just thinking of like, I don't know if you've said it on the air or maybe privately, but you're like, I don't know if I'd want people's feet on my carpet.
I can't. Like, I honestly...
Getting a secondhand carpet is...
I just can't. I just honestly, there's something about it, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like it's a
I don't.
and fungus
But you know what?
thing.
It's funny that you say that because of all the houses that I've looked at personally, not one house has had carpet in it. It's all been hardwood or pine.
Because you've been looking at older homes.
Yeah.
So those older homes, and too, here, I'm going to put this out there. It's 11:15
We're on a
right
roll
now.
today.
We are on a roll. It's like you're not even there to our WATD listeners. Melissa and I are just going off. But if you have a home, we're looking for about, 1,000 square feet, a little bit more.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's call Melissa directly.
Yes.
Can you call us directly so Melissa can get this
Yeah.
home? Yeah, because we want her to find a home, and we're having a difficult time because inventory's low. So tell our listeners what you're looking for.
Yes, I'm looking for...
And you're pre-approved.
Yes, pre-approved with Jasmine. I almost called her Jasmine Mendez again.
Yeah.
Jasmine Glasgow, Maritime Mortgage. She's been on our show many times. So I'm fully qualified, and I can have a quick close. I'm renting right now, so I can give you the time that you need so you can find a house. But I am looking for something 2, maybe 3 bedrooms, but 2 bedrooms is great. 1 bath is fine. I do want a basement, but something, it could be under 1,000 square feet. I don't need anything big. It's just me and my cat.
Yeah, someplace for Zoe to perch and look out the window would be
Zoe
nice.
just wants to look out the window and catch some sun rays. Little yard is fine. I don't even need a garage. It's just something. Little ranch or a little cape, bungalow, whatever.
And the towns that she's looking at
I'm
are
looking
also
at,
so sure.
Plymouth County is my sweet spot. So I'd like to be at least under a half hour from work. But, right now my commute is 3 minutes. So I'll go to 30. But yeah, just something, something small. I don't need anything big. So it's just my first home.
So if you have
if you have anything, if something, even
This
if
is
you
us
just want me
begging.
to, even if you just want, to me to look at it, I'm happy. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can give you some big savings if you call us.
Yeah, please.
So, just call Melissa directly. So her email address is melissa@bostonconnect.com.
Yeah.
And then you can. Do you want to give out your cell
Yeah,
phone?
you can call me or text me if you don't want to talk to me. 781-534-1921. 781-534-1921.
Perfect. So if you have a house that you're thinking about putting on the market, please give
and
Melissa
I'll give you the
first
time.
chance.
I'll give you the time to find something, please. I need something.
We were noticing yesterday, and we're going off topic here, but in the price range that you're in, not one new house has come on the market in Plymouth County in 4 weeks?
Yeah.
4 weeks.
Yeah. The homes that are sort of in there are like 55 and over communities, and I am not. I turn 32 next week. I'm just trying to find my first home. So, So if you have something in my sweet spot, please let me know.
Please call Melissa. Absolutely. And I was going to say something else about that. Yeah, just about the inventory just being so low. It's just I'm really hoping that we don't get into that recklessness that we saw buyers had to get into last year. We were telling our clients, you know what, don't get into the rat race and I don't even know if it's overpaying. Is it worth what somebody else wants to pay? We just want our clients making really, really good, solid decisions.
Yeah. Anyways. What are you saying? Are you sneezing? Oh, you're sneezing. I mean, I always sort of say if it's small cosmetic stuff like paint, but honestly, the thing that you should be doing is cleaning.
I was just going to say that. I said, as soon as she finishes the sentence, clean.
Spend your money on a professional cleaner.
And I always say that too. And the reason why I always say that is because we tend to clean our house the same way. So like when I clean the bathrooms, I'll take my tulip brush is always going in the same direction, but when you have somebody else who's doing it, they're looking in corners that you're never going to see.
Yeah.
And when I say that to people, it's usually when I notice a cobweb, but they're like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I would have never looked up there. And I was like, well, that's why I'm here. But that's the other thing too. And we sort of hinted upon it. Melissa did, actually. Sometimes you just don't have the money, depending on your circumstances. Maybe it is an estate sale like Priscilla was talking about, but there is no money in the trust in order to make any type of renovations or changes. Maybe we have divorce, we have disability, we talked about that as a show, like all the D's, and there is no money. Clean costs you nothing but time. So that's what you should be doing. You should be minimizing your clutter. You should be getting rid of things just get rid of things. It feels good to purge. But then you get deep into the corners. Go to Ocean State Job Lot and you get a package of 4 toothbrushes for $3.
Yeah.
And you should be getting down and dirty in those corners, because when I go through as a buyer's agent, if I can say, look, yes, maybe it does need, new cabinets, or maybe you could paint them, or maybe you want to change out the colors, but it's clean.
Yeah. It's so true, because so obviously everybody knows right now I live with Mary and Sam, and when I first moved into the house, I have my own bathroom, and like they would walk by and I'd be cleaning it, and they're like, I had a little toothbrush, because it has like the glass doors, and the sliding glass doors for the shower, and I was like down there, and they're like, what? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, this is how I clean a bathroom. Like, and they're like, oh, okay, you really get in there. I'm like, yeah,
so, absolutely.
It is true. Everybody cleans differently. That's why I know that when I do finally get a house, that Sharon will be helping.
I've been writing the offer, and I'll help you clean.
Sharon will be cleaning, and maybe even the cleaner that you use too. We'll just 10 times over cleaning it.
I enjoy cleaning bathrooms, which is a weird thing, but I just like things clean. So some of the other things too, again, the most important thing that you can do, again, is declutter and clean. It doesn't cost anything to have some soap and water and some toothbrushes and like a bottle of Pine Sol, and just start purging and cleaning, and that will do wonders. Some of the other smaller things, like Priscilla did, she took up the area rugs, take down heavy curtains, wash your windows. I always say, if depending on the time of year, you always want to take down the screens, because you can see through the windows when they're nice and clean, things like that. But when it comes to the mechanicals, if you have maybe a broken window, make note of all these things, because the buyer is going to find them.
Yeah.
The home inspector is going to find them. And if you don't have the money to fix them, that's when us as real estate agents will say, just as, disclosure, broken window sash in, primary bedroom. We're letting you know that we know, but we've already priced the house according to the condition that it's in.
Yeah. You're not telling us anything that we don't already know. Something that might be wrong is if you put into the listing that it has maybe AC, central AC, or if it has something and it doesn't, that is a big no-no.
Oh, yes. We will have a conversation about that. That's what we should do on Tuesday, making sure that your MLS listing is accurate and the liabilities that...
On the show?
Yeah, Tuesday, for a show on Tuesday.
Oh, on a Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this upcoming Tuesday, actually...
Is Valentine's Day.
And Melissa will be at Christina's that night, so I told her that Mark and I will have a date night here Tuesday night on Valentine's Day, so Mark and I are going to be doing the show. Mackenzie actually came up with our topic, and it's going to be how to fall in love with your home.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about. I don't know really
Your
what that
home.
means.
I would love for my home to be my Valentine. So if you have a home
that you're thinking about
selling, please let me know. I will date it.
Some of the other little things that you can do when you're putting your house on the market too, rather than getting into deep cosmetics. Again, go around your house, take, all the maintenance items, just make sure they're working, and if you take the time to have your systems cleaned every single year, then we know that you care about your home, right? Priscilla made a very good point when she talked about code. Don't worry about code, because it's code according to when your house was built, other than like anything that may be a hazard or something like that. So you definitely want to, make sure. Again, don't be doing any of these home projects on your own. If you should be pulling permits. You and Tracy Grady, one of our full-time agents, had that show recently.
Yeah. That was the other thing that I was thinking about when Priscilla was talking, was my the show I did with Tracy Grady about permits. And it's like, once you start, doing some renovations in your home, you do have to do permits. And then you do, like, once you start doing that work, then you have to bring it up to code. So, it doesn't matter when your house was built. When you start to work on it, that's when it has to be, that's when the money is being spent.
Yep, and it has to be kicked in. So, and too, if you don't pull permits, guess what? As a buyer's agent, I'm going to go to, and that's what we'll talk about. Maybe next Saturday we can talk about that, like how your MLS listing is in comparison to what the assessment is, and 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. If you add that bedroom and I don't see it in the assessors, then chances are you didn't pull a permit. So, just trying to get, things up to code if you have to, is a good idea. But little things that you can do, like once you're cleaning, I gotta be honest. I don't know if I'm not the one to save the planet or whatever. Those light bulbs that take about 45 minutes to light up. I can't see.
What?
Those light bulbs, they're they're twirly, and they take forever to light up, and they're supposed to be energy efficient, and
maybe, I don't know.
Oh my God, they take forever to light up. Get rid of those, just for the time being when you're showing your house, and just put in some nice bright light bulbs, so things can be seen.
I don't think I ever actually answered your question about the basement, finishing the basement.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I would say that if you're not going to enjoy it, no, and that sort of is across the board for me. If you're not going to be the one enjoying it and you're styling it to your particular liking, don't do it. But I think that having a finished basement, if your lifestyle, sort of permits it, then why not? I always think, if I would say maybe do an unfinished part of the basement as well for storage, and maybe even sometimes people have their laundry in the unfinished part or whatever. But I think, why not have a finished basement?
That's one of the things that's important to you, is just that it has a basement. It doesn't even have to be finished, because you want storage.
Yeah. I mean, I especially because I don't really care about a garage or, and if it has a shed, great. But storage is really important to me. And usually with a 2-bedroom home, there's not a ton of storage in the living area. So a basement is pretty, plus I have a cat, so I'd like her to go down there and hang out and whatever. So that's important to me. I do a cat door to the basement.
It's so funny. So I agree with you with the whole basement thing. I feel that way with any type of home improvement that you're going to do. I mean, if you're going to do a whole kitchen renovation, it's going to snowball, just like my basement has. It's gone from stairs now to taking down chair rails and painting the whole thing. We're taking up the carpet down there. We're putting down some vinyl wood planks that look like wood planks. So we're doing all that with Cincotta Family Flooring. So that's another good referral for you, and one of my clients as well. So I say, if you're not going to enjoy those bigger ticket renovations, then maybe hold off on doing them and just concentrate solely on the mechanicals. The other thing too is, when you do one room, it snowballs into the next room and the next room and the next room. So keep that in mind too.
Yeah, that's why my suggestion was, okay, you come in and you do the kitchen over, and then they're going to be like, well, why didn't you do the bathroom? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? So,
well, my saying, buyers are looking for what's wrong, not for what's right. So if you change this, they're going to find that. So,
but not me. I'm the perfect buyer.
All right. Well, you want to tell everybody a little bit about us again, and I don't know if we have any open houses going on out there.
I think the only open houses that we have this weekend is Cochise Estates. It is in West Bridgewater. That is Sharon, Mary, and Evis's development with Stonebridge Homes. Tons of options down there for different living dynamics, different floor plans and stuff. And I know that they just released a new Meadowview, I think it's called, the floor plan. So Mary, I think, is there today and tomorrow. I'm not sure. But she is there from 11 to 2 o'clock today and tomorrow. So Saturday and Sunday, every Saturday and Sunday.
And Wednesday.
And every Wednesday from 5 to 7.
And we have single family. It's a 92 lot subdivision. So we have single family homes, and we have what we're considering sort of single family attached, which are like more like townhouses, but they feel very, very separate.
Yeah.
And if you want to listen to any of our past shows,
if you want to listen to any of our past shows, talkrealestateroundtable.com, or you can type in Talk Real Estate Roundtable to your podcast app, Spotify, Apple, whatever. Or you can go to bostonconnect.com, find all of our contact information. And
we'll see you on Tuesday. I'll be here with Mark. How to fall in love with your home while I'm with my honey. Bye, Tim. Have a wonderful weekend, and happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. You two ladies.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
WATD FM Marshfield, WBMS Brockton.